Okay, so here's what I want to do today. So I know that we have not done our introduction, and we were supposed to do that today, but after I went through the paragraphs that you guys have in your Google Docs that are shared with me, not shared, but in the shared folder, what I noticed were a lot of mistakes. So we're going to use today, not just this class, in all of my classes, so we're going to use today to go back and double check to make sure that we have pieces right. And then we're going to push that lesson from today, the introduction lesson, to tomorrow, and we're gonna be behind today, but I think it's much better that we do it this way for your essay's sake. Okay. So what I want to talk about is the document that you have for your final draft, even though it's not your final draft yet. Could you please open that in your Google Docs?
What thing?
Your final draft. I know it's not ready, but we labeled it. Did we label it final draft in this class? Your Google Doc.
No, I just labeled it draft.
I think. Yeah, the outline with the body paragraph and the first two body paragraphs. Do you guys all have it labeled the right way in this class?
I named it argumentative 2.
Yeah, let's change it real quick if you don't have it. Final
Do we share it with you?
argumentative, because this is where your final draft will be. And then you're going to put a dash and your last name. So I would put final draft argumentative Yates. You will put final draft whatever yours is. Don't say your last names out. I'm recording today. Okay. So make sure you just have it labeled that. That's the document that I want you to be on because that's the largest piece of writing we have so far. It should have your thesis or claim, and it should have body paragraph 1 and 2. Some of you may or may not have comments. Probably you will have comments in the next 2 days if you do not have any at this point because I'm trying to do about 10 or 15 per day, and they take me quite a bit. So what I want to start this lesson with is talking about the difference between a claim and a thesis and a topic sentence here, okay? So one of the things that I noticed is that people are either missing their topic sentence or they're thinking that they're the same things. So here's how I want this to look. If you look at this outline right here, I have it printed for you so you don't have to click back and forth. If you look at this outline right here, this is the one you've seen. I'm going to go over some of these pieces. So make sure that you get this out right now. You probably have some to share at your tables. If you need an extra one, there's 2 more up here and there's only 1 person here. Okay, so I need everybody to be looking at this one right here. This is the same thing that you have. It's got all the same pieces on it. You have it in your notability. You may already have it in this document. But what people are doing is they're missing some of these parts. I know we haven't gone over all the parts of the intro, but we do have our claim and thesis. So what's the purpose of this claim or thesis? Why do we have one anyway?
To set the main idea of the...
Yes, to say the things that are the most important parts. And what are we going to do with those parts? We're just going to give people information about them?
give different things that have to do with it.
You're on the right track. You're on the right track. Are we informing people here?
Yeah.
We're trying to persuade them.
We're trying to persuade, so we're arguing. So these are this is the part that you are arguing. I'm going to write what.
What you're defending.
Yeah, what you are arguing or debating about. Okay? That's your claim or thesis. Okay? So when we have a claim or thesis, this is the main issue or topic that you are arguing. And it might even have in it the main categories that you will argue. The difference between this and your topic sentences, which go in each body paragraph, are that this is the big category, and these things that are the smaller ones in there go for your respective body paragraphs. So let me give you an example, okay? If yours happens to be, is anybody in here doing uniforms?
No.
Dress code? For or against?
Against
Against which part?
inequality.
Okay, so I think we'll be okay. I can use this as an example. Okay, so I just didn't want to make sure I didn't want to give like your entire essay to you right now. Sorry. So what you are arguing or debating. So let's do the idea of uniforms in school. So if somebody is saying, I am against uniforms in school, they might have a should statement in there that says something about, prettier than this, but uniforms should or should not be required in school. And yours is probably, because we've done some work on them, much prettier than this, but a basic idea might be required in school because blank Your arguments, your main categories. So let's just brainstorm really quickly. What are some reasons people might not want uniforms in schools?
They're too expensive.
Okay, they're expensive to buy. What else?
Uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable, or the comfort level.
Or they don't let your personality show.
Okay, and
They're like monotone.
don't allow expression.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I have they're uncomfortable, expensive, and they don't allow expression, what do each of these things turn into?
Paragraphs.
Your body paragraph. So if I have this, this, and this, how many will I probably have?
6 in total.
Three.
Well, 3 body
But you'll
paragraphs,
have
but
multiple pieces inside those body paragraphs that prove that. Okay? So I'm telling you guys, you need at least 2 body paragraphs. Most people are doing that. I have a couple of people who have a 3rd body paragraph that they wanted to add. So let's just pick uncomfortable and don't allow expression. What is body paragraph 1 about? Which one?
uncomfortable.
How do you know?
Because it's the first one you
Because
state.
it's the first one. When you write for your audience, you have to keep everything parallel and organized. One of the things I'm seeing is that people say uncomfortable and don't allow expression, and then the first paragraph is about expression. I'm like, what happened to they're not comfortable? As a reader, that gets confusing, so you need to make sure that you follow that. So the first one's going to be uncomfortable. If you look at your outline right here, there's an A, there's a B, there's a C, and there's a D. I want to talk about these in pieces because some of us are missing a lot of these. So, in your body paragraph, your A is your topic sentence. And in this case, it would be about uniforms being uncomfortable. You need to have a starter sentence that says, hey everybody, the main idea of this paragraph is all about how uniforms are uncomfortable.
Not straightforward.
Say it again.
Not straightforward.
Not that straightforward.
Oh,
That's what I'm about to tell you next. Hey everybody, what if we all started our essays like that? Hey everybody, reading this? Wouldn't that be terrible and boring?
Yeah.
Funny the first couple times.
No, but
So I'd like for you guys to look at this document that's on your page right now, or on your desk right now. This you also have in your notability. It's also on my haiku, but I've given you a printed version again on the desks today in class so that you don't have to flip back and forth. This is thesis statement strategies. We have practiced this multiple times. How many of you guys practiced the occasion or position statement when you did ones in the chart? Anybody do 2 plus a verb?
No.
Anybody do the fanboys one? Anybody do the semicolon topic sentence?
Oh.
Contrast statements? Okay, these are some of the more popular ones that you chose. There are 11 on here, I think. We've practiced several of these. Guess what? These are the same strategies, the claim and thesis, that you use for a topic sentence. These are just strategies for main idea and topic sentence types, okay? So, when you do your A topic sentence, either for this paragraph or this paragraph, it's not going to be as straightforward as, hey everybody, this paragraph's about. It's going to be using one of these strategies, okay? And I think some of us got that and some of us are missing that. So where else will you use this besides your topic sentence?
Thesis.
Thesis and claim, you already used it. So they're interchangeable, okay? These same strategies. So you're going to have a topic sentence. It's going to be about how everything in here is uncomfortable. What I know that we have not covered yet, because we're not ready, some of you learned some of this in Spanish classes or others from other years. I know we are not ready. Let me use the same marker color, guys. I know that we are not ready for the counter argument. And has anybody put theirs in yet because they think they wanted to try it?
Me.
Okay, 2 of us, 3 of us. All right? So I know that. I'd like for you to make an attempt at it. That's going to be a lesson coming up. So if that's wrong, it's okay.
It said it was gonna be just like one sentence, but I don't.
It is.
But I don't like.
It is. You what?
My
You learned it?
I feel like a whole paragraph.
oh my.
Right. So, I mean, some of you guys know some of these, and that's fine. I want you to make an attempt, but I know it's not going to be quite right because we haven't had that lesson. What we have had lessons on are this evidence part with analysis that's doubled. Some of us are getting confused about how much we need. For part C, it says evidence and and analysis. How many sentences does part C have?
2.
2 minimum.
Minimum. I mean, oh, I thought you said maximum now.
Yeah, I was.
Part D is a repeat. Evidence and analysis. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You cannot have a strong body paragraph with less than 6 sentences. And I have had some people who have 6 or 8 sentences, but none of them are these pieces, and I don't know what they're talking about. Okay?
Yep.
So your job today is to go through and be like, look at the sentences that I have. What do I have? Do they fit in these categories, or are they sort of rambling? Do I have 2 or 3 that are evidence but no analysis? Do I have an analysis but there's no real evidence? I don't know what I'm analyzing. That happens. Question, Ali.
But if we have some of these things through it, the A, B, C, D, we don't have to change them again, right?
You don't have to change them again. I'm asking you to do a double check today because I'm going through and making comments on all my students' Google Docs so that it's like conferencing with me, even if you don't have one of the conference setup times. And as I'm doing it, I'm realizing that there are many of us who are missing these pieces. And so it doesn't do any good for me to continue conferencing until I stop the process right here and make sure we correct it. Okay? It doesn't do any good for you as a learner either. So here's what I want you to do today. I would like for you to, let's pause for a second. I'm going to give you guys some markers. Come up, actually, and grab a marker for yourself and a marker and an eraser.
Siempre y cuando mi mami.
So now that we all have markers, here's what I'd like us to do. I'd like us to do body, paragraph 1. You guys know this symbol? Okay.
Yeah.
And body, paragraph 2. You are going to write a list. A, B, C, and you're going to write E and A for C. D, E,
That's not a B.
and A. Do that twice.
I always do it.
Yep. So here's what I want to do with this. I'm going to have you going through your body paragraphs and identifying what you have. You're going to look at it and you're going to go, A, yeah, I have an A. Or you're going to go, oh, I did not have that. What I'm finding is a lot of people are actually going, instead of having a topic sentence, what I see is theme or claim or thesis, and then I see evidence and analysis. Sometimes I see another evidence and analysis, and I'm like, they're missing 2 of the 6 pieces they need. Or sometimes I'm even seeing, and maybe this is some of you too, maybe they have a little bit of a topic sentence, but it's not quite right. It's definitely not a strategy. It sounds like my first attempt that I gave an example for. And then they have an evidence analysis, but they're missing their second evidence analysis. They didn't even try a counter-argument. So these are all the steps. Some of us are doing parts of them, or in the wrong orders, or we have one, but we don't have our second usage, and that's what I need you to identify today. Marcus, question?
I still haven't finished correcting what you made me do yesterday.
That we're going to have time for that today. After I'm done teaching this, it's going to be your work time. Okay? So you can go back. I'd like for you to correct that first and then go on to this process. So in line with what Marcos was asking you just now, if you go through and you realize, yes, I have, no, I have, no, no, maybe yes, 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 no, yes, no, yes, no. Okay? Once you have identified what you have or don't have, my job for you is to start with body paragraph 1 and fix it until it's perfect. Do not skip to body paragraph 2 unless body paragraph 1 is perfect. Here's why. I'd rather have this example so that I can see, okay, this is what they can do. I know that they get it. This part's not done yet. They'll finish it for homework. Some people are getting both. Some are only getting one. The other problem that I'm seeing, hold on to that question, okay? The other problem that I'm seeing is that for your evidence, there are some people who have no quotes from experts or articles anywhere in their argumentative essay. Not okay. There are evidence, interpretation, evidence, interpretation. Potentially, you could have a quote, evidence, a quote analysis, a quote analysis. Potentially, you could have 2 quotes per body paragraph. That would be 4, at least 4 errors. I'm requiring that you have 2. If one of your evidences is not quoted, it is paraphrased, you still need to say where you got that information, but maybe it's not in a quote. You need to have at least 2 quotes somewhere in this essay, minimum. Otherwise, I don't know if you can do it or not. Okay? I need to see those questions.
Isn't it 4? Because it says
You would
evidence
have-
1 and evidence
You
2.
could have one here with an interpretation,
Uh-huh.
one here with an interpretation.
And then the second
Yeah,
paragraph
so you
also.
could have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm requiring
2.
at least 2.
Oh, okay.
Because it is possible that some of your evidence is either paraphrased or like paraphrased information, or it's a statistic that's paraphrased, it's not from a direct quote, it's from a chart or something. That's possible.
Okay.
I'm requiring 2 at least.
Thanks.
Be sure when you are looking for your quotes that you are looking for a reputable site that is an expert or a news source or a journal of some sort that is respectable, that is well known, not things like procon.org,
Pro
Oh.
top 10 pros blank.org. I'm seeing those everywhere.
Yeah.
Those are good places. They're like Wikipedia. They're good places for you to get ideas, but they are not like good places to cite. You cannot use them as good sources. Because what they do is they collect a bunch of stuff and put it together. If they're good, they will tell you where they got those pieces of information from. Then you go find that site. If it quotes an article, you go find that article.
Okay.
Quote the article. Do not quote something pro-con or top 10 pro-con whatever. Okay? I know those are good for you guys to get ideas, but they are not reliable, respectable sources. Yes?
What if we have like the thing but with the wrong precision?
Move it.
But
I have it.
we still check it?
I would say check. I would say like this. I would do like check here and just make a note. Move. Okay? So that you know what you need to be doing. This is your planning and fixing. So that's what we're going to be working on today. You need to be making sure that you have body paragraph 1, all those pieces, that you have your quotes in there. I know most of us do, some of us don't. Think about what applies to you, what I'm saying. And then if you finish in class, go on to body paragraph 2. What if you do not finish body paragraph 2 in class?
Homework.
Homework.
When you come back tomorrow and tonight while I'm grading or checking, I need to see these done. Okay? We are running out of time, so I stopped today to make us better understand and fix these things, but you need to do this on your own now. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a chance to do this. I'm going to leave this stuff mostly up here. If you need help, I will be able to come around, or you can come to me to do that.